Hello guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to be recapping the UFC on ABC 3, Ortega versus Rodriguez. This is my second time filming it because I guess the recording didn't save, so we're going for another 20 minutes here. Might speed this one up, but who knows. But yeah, so hopping into the first fight of the night, we have Emily Ducote versus Jessica Penna. Emily Ducote did win this. During her walkout, I was a little worried because she did look pretty nervous. This is her debut. It's perfectly reasonable to have. Was a little slower in the first round. Did pop a lot of leg kicks that impacted towards the end of the fight. Was able to stuff the takedowns during the fight. And yeah, in the second and third round, she definitely warmed up and was able to strike a little better. She wasn't too active. I'm not sure the reach advantage here, but she seemed a little hesitant to get in there to punch. But yeah, the leg kicks definitely dealt a lot of damage. Penny was hopping on like one leg during like the whole third round. But yeah, good win for Emily Ducote in her debut. Not much left to say here. I gave Ducote a 60% chance of winning the fight, as in the last video I did. The second fight on the card, Dustin Stoltzfus versus Dwight Grant. We are now 1-1 on the card. This was, I think, even when the fight started. Dwight Grant in the first round did pretty well. In the second and third, not really. Stoltzfus was able to pick him up, basically toss him on the ground, was able to tire him out with his wrestling. And yeah, like I said in my video, I was really worried about Dwight Grant's wrestling. It was up a weight class too. Not wrestling, sorry, cardio. And yeah, in the second, third round, he's pretty gassed. Didn't really stand a chance, especially with the wrestling going on. Was on the ground, couldn't really get back up. And yeah, I don't know if there's much left to say for this one, but yeah, cardio was definitely an issue here. Was doing pretty solid on the feet, but that's about it. Nothing much to say. But yeah, but good win for Stoltzfus too. He came off. I think this is this his first UFC win? If it is, pretty solid win. 30 years old. Yeah. He won on a contender series, but yeah, good win for him. And the third fight of the night, Dustin Jacoby versus Jung. I had Jung, so now I fall to 1-2 on the card. I gave this fight a 65% chance of Jung winning because I thought he was going to take him down to the ground and beat him up there. Instead, they stood on the feet. Dustin Jacoby basically almost flatlined him. It was looking like that, and then he got up immediately. It was pretty weird. It was a really weird stoppage. I don't necessarily blame the ref, but like I think he probably could have waited a little bit till like Jung actually hit the ground and then ended the fight. But not much you can say here. Definitely killed my parlays and probably a couple other people's parlays. I think maybe, I don't know. I'm not too sure. But Dustin Jacoby, good win for him. I think he's won quite a bit of fights in the UFC. I don't know if he's lost in the UFC yet. But yeah, good win for him. Jung was a little worrying for him. Immediately got up though. I felt like he could have put in more in the fight when he got knocked down, but it is what it is. Gotta move on, I guess. But yeah, moving up to the next fight on the card, we have Algeo versus Herbert Burns. I had Algeo winning, 70% chance of winning. Also, he was in a pretty dangerous situation in what was it? I think it was the first. Is either the first or the second round. He was taken down by Herbert Burns. I think he ended up on top, but ended up in like a triangle. And yeah, he was in some pretty grave danger there. Was able to hop out of it and hop on Herbert Burns. I think it was the first round, because then the second round, Herbert Burns was extremely exhausted. The end of the first round, I believe, he was pretty exhausted as well. Actually, could have been the second. I don't know. But he was extremely exhausted. Like, you can tell he was gassed quite a bit. But yeah, good win for Algeo. Was able to finish basically Herbert Burns at the end of the round because Herbert Burns was super tired. It said it was like a knee injury or whatever. I'm not too sure about that, but I don't know about the medicals after the fight. But yeah, it was a little weird at the end. He didn't get up and was crying. So, yeah, good win for Algeo. I had him winning. So I am, 2-2 on the card at this point. Yeah. Next fight on the card. Ricky Simone versus Jack Shore. I had Ricky Simone winning this fight. I was expecting him to use his grappling. He did a little bit. Took Jack Shore down, but Jack Shore got immediately up. But yeah, I thought the power difference was very important in this fight. Jack Shore definitely has more output, but Simone was able to catch him, knock him over a little bit. And Simone was able to get on top of him and put him in an arm triangle and finish the fight. I thought the first round, Jack Shore might have won it. It was a very close round. Simone could have won it too. I thought Simone won it, but I could have seen it go either way because Shore definitely hit it pretty hard towards the end of the first. Landed a couple damaging strikes at the end of it. Yeah, good win for Simone. Ends Jack Shore's undefeated streak. Yeah, good win for him. I gave this a 50% chance of him winning. I think I said more of a 55% because I was picking Ricky Simone, but yeah, good win for him. You can move on up. This is second finish in a row, I believe. Yeah, moving on. Punahele Soriano versus Dalcha Lungiambula. First round of this fight, Punahele was in, I believe, in some good trouble. That even makes sense. Good trouble. Was in a lot of trouble in the first round. Definitely survived it. Went to the second round. And started piecing up Dalcha Lungiambula. Hit him in the... he didn't hit him a body shot. But he hit an overhand shot on Dalcha Lungiambula, and he kind of just like fell to the floor, and then Punahele just finished him there. Did like some weird humping stuff after the fight, but we'll move on for that. Good win for him. I think, if I believe, he had 2 losses on his record before this, from Maximov and Brendan Allen, which are no bums in their own right, especially if you're in the UFC. They're pretty solid fighters in the UFC. And yeah, good seeing him get a win here. Yeah, we'll move on. I gave this fight a 70% chance of him winning too. Moving on though to the main card, we had Lauren Murphy versus Miesha Tate. I was not expecting this outcome. I had Miesha Tate winning the fight, but yeah, you don't always get what you choose and pick. I thought she would have beaten her in every facet of the fight, but that did not happen. Lauren Murphy was able to stuff the takedowns, basically flip over Miesha Tate. It felt like she was heavier in the fight, which I thought was really weird. Miesha Tate's supposed to be the bigger one, coming down from the higher weight class to fight Lauren Murphy, but I don't know. It was very weird, but yeah, a good win for Lauren Murphy. Hit her with more damaging shots, and grappled her on the ground and screwed up her eye. So yeah, good win for her. Then not having her win this. Some interesting underdogs winning this card. Lots of people a lot of money for sure. What was I gonna get at? Oh, I was gonna look at my record real quick. So I went 2-2 after the first 4. I went 6-2 after Punahele Soriano, and now I'm 6-3 here. I believe. Yeah. I only screwed up the Dustin Stoltzfus and the Dustin Jacoby fight so far. And then Lauren Murphy. So 6-3 here. But yeah, let's move on. Good win for Lauren Murphy. I think she wants the #1 contender fight. Coming in next, that's what she said in her post-fight speech, but good for her. we're gonna move on. To a solid fight in its own right. Shane Burgos versus Charles Jourdain. This was a pretty good fight. First round was up in the air for a lot of people. Very close round. It felt like Charles Jourdain gave the heavier hands to Shane Burgos. Definitely hit him with more damaging shots, but Shane Burgos got Charles Jourdain on the ground and grappled him and had him in a pretty tight neck crank at the end of the first, towards the end of the first at least. And it's depending on what the judges value at that point. I valued the neck crank pretty heavily there. I thought it was pretty tight in. The ref started checking in. It felt pretty damaging to me. But yeah. I thought Shane Burgos won the first round. I thought he won the second round pretty clearly. First round was the one up in the air. Third round, Charles Jourdain for sure won. I know some people were saying it was a 10-8. I'm not 100% sure about that, but could give it to him. He was pretty dominant for the most of the round, inflicted a lot of damaging shots. But yeah, the fight in general, I said Shane Burgos, with the reach advantage, he didn't use the jab as much as he possibly could. Charles Jourdain was piecing him up a lot. I noticed that in the Quarantiller fight for Burgos, he wasn't like necessarily using his jab. Was countering quite a little bit on Charles Jourdain, not too much. Good stuff by Charles Jourdain in the third round. Even the first round, was doing pretty good standing. I was not too expecting Shane Burgos to grapple quite a bit, but it was a good game plan by him. Won the fight. I thought he won the fight. Some people were saying robbery. I'm not too sure about that, but we move on. Go to 7-3 on the card. Wait, did we even have 3? Oh my gosh. Let's see. 1, 2. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can even count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and 3 on the card. That's not right. Okay. We have 8 fights. Okay, I'll figure this out later. There's 8 fights on the card. I got 3 of them wrong. I'm 5 and 3. I just don't know math, I guess. But yeah, moving on, I give this a 55% chance for Shane Burgos. That's probably right around there. Good win for him. We'll move on to the next fight, which is Matt Schnell versus Mudaerji. Matt Schnell won the fight. I thought Mudaerji was going to win. I was worried for Matt Schnell's chin, which was rightfully so, especially in the second round, where, Matt Schnell got pretty much, almost out of the fight, 6 or 7 different times from Mudaerji. Mudaerji cannot finish the fight to save his life. It was very frustrating to watch, especially when you have parlays and picks on the line. But yeah, good win for Matt Schnell. Was able to come back. It was a pretty good comeback, pretty crazy comeback. He got damaged, wobbled 6 times in a row. I think fell over a couple times. Was able to get up, catch Mudaerji on and took him down. Got in the full mount, started pounding him with strikes. Mudaerji was able to flip him over, but was extremely exhausted. Matt Schnell was able to get him in a triangle, and the fight was basically ending there with a pretty gruesome aftermath. You can once he let go of the triangle, Mudaerji's body was pretty much out cold with blood all over it. If there was some cops coming in there and into a house and they saw someone like that, I'm pretty sure they'd probably think he was dead, murdered, gruesomely murdered. But yeah, good win for Schnell. But we'll move on to the next fight. So I think I got 4 wrong. So I'm 5 and 4 at this point. Moving on to Jingliang. I got this one right again. I thought Jingliang did a solid job in this fight. First round, I was a little worried for him. I thought Muslim Salikhov probably took the first round. He was hitting him up quite a bit with the spinning kicks and everything. I think he might have hurt him a little bit. I'm not too sure about that. But he was hitting him up pretty well. Made a lot of damaging shots. You can hear it on the mic. But yeah, in the second round, the Jingliang came out, and he was getting beat up a little bit, but like he landed a 1-2 on Muslim Salikhov. Muslim Salikhov like stepped back and wobbled a little bit, and Li Jingliang basically walked him down. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then one more, and then Muslim Salikhov basically went down, tipped over, and then Li Jingliang was able to finish the fight there. Yeah, good win for Li Jingliang. Coming off of that loss to Hamza, good for him. But yeah, we move on. I am now 6-4 on the card. But going to the co-main event, we have Miesha Waterson versus Amanda Lemos. Let's move this. Oh, of course I'm going to move that there. I had Amanda Lemos winning. That's exactly what happened. 70% chance of winning. I thought she was going to dominate the fight. She definitely won the first round. I don't know what they had on Twitter when they're showing during the fight. Definitely didn't think Waterson won. Lemos was definitely landing more damaging strikes in the first round. Not sure how that was scored for Waterson. But yeah, in the second round, Waterson, I think, took her down. From what I remember, this was an exciting fight. Didn't really go back to rewatch it. But Waterson took her down, and then Amanda Lemos got up. I believe they went into a clinch, and then she jumped to Gilly, and then got it, and then choked her out. It's a very weird finish because it happened kind of out of nowhere. Didn't really see the tap, but yeah, good win for Amanda Lemos. Yeah, not much to say here. Heavy favorite actually won on this card, which is pretty crazy because I think a lot of them did not win. Maybe Soriano won. Is a heavy favorite. I think Bill Algeo too, but I guess it was the close favorite underdogs that prevailed today, which is unfortunate. But maybe Lauren Murphy and Miesha. But anyways, we'll move on to the main event. I'll stop talking. Yeah, in the main event, we had a weird main event, like a depressing main event. Kind of sucks. Kind of killed the vibe of the card because the card was doing pretty well on finishes and stuff like that. But yeah, during the fight, we'll start like what happened during it. Brian Ortega and Yair Rodriguez, of course, ended on the feet first. Yair Rodriguez looked really good. It was piecing up Brian Ortega pretty crazily. It was knocking his head back quite a bit. But yeah, he was like messing him up pretty bad. Brian Ortega kept his distance a little bit and then went and took him down. I think it was a second takedown. Clinched for a couple minutes during the fight. And went for was he finally able to get Yair down? When he went to go to side control, Yair put him in a arm bar, or tried to put him in an arm bar. Brian Ortega defending it, tried to pulled his arm out, and then dislocated his shoulder and then laid back. Watching it from home, not realizing that's what happened, was a really weird scenario that happened. But yeah, not much to take out of it. Obviously, Yair forced Ortega in that scenario, but not much you can really take out of it in general. Where we move on from here, I think Yair, I don't know if Yair deserves a title shot. Maybe an interim title with Emmett or something like that. But yeah, the only reason why I say that is because Dana mentioned it on the post-fight press conference. Someone asked them if they thought about doing an interim title since Volk wants to go after the 155 title and he'll be out injured during that time. He's like, that sounds like a great idea. So maybe we'll get an interim title fight soon. Would be pretty cool. I think Emmett versus Yair would be pretty cool, but I don't know how excited UFC will be to have Emmett. It doesn't seem like they really want to have Emmett at all, like anywhere near the championship, which I get. I don't think he even won against Cater, but yeah. I don't know who I would choose in there yet. think Yair would probably win because he has a lot of wild striking. I don't know if Emmett will take it, but of course Emmett is like a monster, and they're basically throws like a couple combos and then just a big right hand. Yeah, we'll see how that fight goes. We'll talk about it when it gets there. Yeah, unfortunate main event, but you still got to move on from here. If you liked it, leave a comment and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I think I'll probably put my predictions for the London card on Monday or Tuesday. Probably won't come out Sunday at all. Monday, Tuesday. That's when I plan on doing it. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, like.